Prime Minister Modi chairs a high-level meeting over the way forward for cryptocurrencies. The meeting ahead of the winter session comes after RBI, Finance Ministry and Home Ministry's deliberations to consult global experts on the issue. During this meeting, attempts to mislead the youth through over-promising and non-transparent advertising and best practices to be followed were discussed. Concerns over possibility of unregulated crypto markets turning into avenues for money laundering and terror financing were also raised. The government is likely to bring a comprehensive bill on cryptocurrencies in the coming winter session. The Standing Committee on Finance is scheduled to hold discussions on crypto assets in the next meeting on 15th November. It seems to be India's crypto moment. With over 10 crore investors in digital currency, India has the highest cryptocurrency users in the world. Could crypto become a currency in India soon? A legal framework to regulate and govern the booming cryptocurrency investment market in India may see the light of the day by February. Business Today TV first broke this news about 3 weeks ago. And since then, things are moving fast, and Finance Ministry sources say the bill may be tabled in the winter session of the Parliament and may become a law by the time the budget is presented in February. Take a look.
10 crore investors, 8,000 crore rupees invested. That's how much is loaded on the crypto bandwagon in India, even though the wagon is traveling a road that is yet to be mapped out. But there's good news for the millions who want a regulatory shield before investing in crypto. Business Today TV reported in October that cryptos could be a legal asset class in a few months. A clear departure from an earlier approach which proposed a complete ban on cryptocurrencies. Sources say the government is likely to opt for regulating cryptocurrencies just as it does with commodities, with a tax on all transactions and gains.
From our side, we are very clear that we are not shutting all options off. We will allow a certain amount of a window for people to use, so that experiments in the blockchain, the Bitcoin, or whatever you may want to call it, the cryptocurrency experiments and fintech, which depend on such experiments, will have that window available for them. We are not going to shut it off all. But yet, what kind of a formulation, even for a crypto, will have to be the content of the cabinet note, which will get ready soon.
There is reportedly a feeling in the government that instead of fighting technology, it's better to regulate and ensure investors are not hurt. This change has come about over the past several months, with the government treading cautiously on this matter. The biggest hurdle to cryptocurrencies till now was the banning of cryptocurrency and regulation of official digital currency bill proposed in 2019. This bill has been quietly scrapped. Meanwhile, after Business Today TV broke the news on regulation, crypto exchanges and intermediaries have gone on a publicity overdrive. Top stars are being roped in, with ad spend zooming to attract investors to the new investment opportunity.
और आपके funds भी insured हैं.
Money is also pouring into non-fungible tokens, with Amitabh Bachchan's recent NFT auction garnering around 7 crore rupees. The latest gold rush has sparked fears, with even the RSS Supremo addressing the issue in his annual Dussehra address.
बिटकॉइन जैसी करेंसी है, किस राष्ट्र का, किस नियम का उस पर नियंत्रण है, मुझे नहीं पता. एक स्पर्धा खड़ी हो रही है. इन सब बातों को नियंत्रित करना, समाज के हित में चलाना, ड्रग्स जैसे व्यसनों का पूर्ण निराश हो, इसका प्रयास करना, ये शासन को करना चाहिए, करना पड़ेगा.
Well, with India being an emerging and most growing market for investments in cryptocurrency, any legislation that's going to be drafted by Finance Ministry, Government of India, is going to leave its mark worldwide. Karishma Sudani, India Today, New Delhi.
Cryptocurrencies are extremely volatile and the market thrives on speculation. It is for this reason that the world and its economies are still wary about digital money. El Salvador is the only country that has approved Bitcoin as a currency. Nations like US, Germany, UK, Australia have also taken a pro-crypto stand. But then there are those like China who have put a blanket ban on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Here is how the crypto market is doing all around the world.
Bitcoin and Ethereum, the largest and second largest cryptocurrencies in the world, surging to new highs, rising as far as $67,700 and $4,800 respectively. Both have more than doubled since June and added nearly 70% against the dollar since the start of October. The little more than decade-old market for digital assets has already roughly quadrupled from its 2020 year-end value and now stands at $3 trillion in market capital. As cryptocurrency becomes a more significant factor in the global investment landscape, countries have taken different approaches to regulating the asset class. El Salvador is the only country in the world to allow Bitcoin as legal tender. In June this year, the country's Congress formally adopted Bitcoin as a form of payment. The United States has also taken a generally positive stance towards Bitcoin. Prominent businesses like Dish Network, Microsoft, Subway and Overstock welcome payments in Bitcoin. The digital currency has also made its way to the US derivatives market, adding to its legitimacy. Canada too maintains a generally Bitcoin-friendly stand. Bitcoin transactions are viewed as barter, and the income generated is treated as business income. But some major Canadian banks have banned the use of their credit and debit cards for Bitcoin transactions. Similar to Canada, Australia considers Bitcoin neither money nor a foreign currency, with the Australian Taxation Office ruling it as an asset for capital gains tax purposes. United Kingdom has a pro-Bitcoin stance and wants the regulatory environment to be supportive of the digital currency. Bitcoin is under certain tax regulations in the UK. Germany is open to Bitcoin, where it is considered legal but taxed differently depending upon whether the authorities are dealing with exchanges, miners, enterprises or users. Bitcoin, however, is banned in China. All banks and financial institutions are prohibited from dealing in Bitcoin. The Chinese government has cracked down on miners, and cryptocurrency exchanges are also banned. In Russia too, the use of Bitcoin as payment for goods and services is illegal. Bolivia, Colombia and Ecuador have also banned the use of Bitcoin. India is considering a middle path on cryptocurrencies. What will it be? We'll have to wait and watch. Bureau Report, India Today.
An intense gunfight that broke out with security forces in the forest region of Maharashtra's Gadchiroli district. At least 27 Naxals have been killed and 4 jawans have sustained injuries. The encounter ensued during a search operation of the C-60 police commando team. 5 AK-47 guns, 24 other weapons have been seized by police officials. Massive combing operations in Naxalite-infested Gadchiroli areas have been launched to track down fleeing outlaws, and this encounter is the second biggest in terms of slain Naxals. 4 policemen who were injured have been admitted to the hospital in Nagpur. The doctor confirmed the condition of the 2 jawans is critical. Police officials said notorious Naxal operative Milind Teltumbde was also an accused in Bhima Koregaon violence case, has been neutralized. He used to move with heavy armed bodyguards and Naxals in forests. He took all major decisions of the outfit regarding the zone.
गढ़चिरौली में नक्सलियों के साथ जो एक एनकाउंटर हुआ उसमें कम से कम 26 नक्सलाइट्स मारे गए हुए हैं। उसमें 20 पुरुष हैं, 6 महिलाएं हैं और ये गढ़चिरौली पुलिस ने कंफर्म किया है अभी इसमें मिलिंद तेलतुंबडे भी है।
नक्सल मूवमेंट ख़त्म हो इसके लिए सिर्फ ये नहीं कि कार्रवाई हो, प्रयास ये भी किया जाता है कि लोग सरेंडर हो जाएं, विकास हो। जिस तरह से हालात हैं बदलने का पूरा प्रयास महाराष्ट्र की सरकार कर रही है। कुछ पुलिस वाले जख्मी भी हुए हैं, हमें लगता है उनकी हौसला अफजाई करना सभी की जिम्मेदारी है।
नक्सलियों के खिलाफ कठोर कार्रवाई प्रारंभ हुई है और मुझे लगता है आने वाले समय में इस देश में न नक्सलवाद रहेगा न आतंकवाद रहेगा। इस देश में केवल एक वाद रहेगा, वो राष्ट्रवाद रहेगा।
आज करीब 5:30 बजे 4 जवान को गढ़चिरौली से एयरलिफ्ट करके ऑरेंज सिटी हॉस्पिटल में लाया गया। इनमें से 2 की प्रकृति थोड़ी नाजुक है, 2 सेटल्ड हैं। एक को राइट ईयर और स्काल्प के पीछे लगा हुआ है, एक को पीठ में और पैर में लगा है, एक को घुटने में लगा है और एक को हाथ में रिस्ट और अपर आर्म में इंजरी हुई है, फायर आर्म इंजरीज हैं।
MP's Habibganj railway station is now going to be known as Rani Kamlapati railway station. The Chief Minister Shivraj Chauhan announced newly renovated railway station to be named after tribal queen. Prime Minister will inaugurate it. It will now feature modern airport-like amenities on occasion of Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. The renaming of the railway station comes amidst renaming of several other railway stations. In 2021, 2 railway stations have been renamed in UP.
मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को धन्यवाद देता हूं कि उन्होंने ये नाम बदलने को स्वीकृति दी और आज सब हर्षित हैं, प्रसन्न हैं। केवल भारतीय जनता पार्टी नहीं, वस्तुतः जो आनंद मैं देख रहा हूं पूरे प्रदेश में है, समाज के सब वर्गों में है।
मध्य प्रदेश की राजधानी भोपाल का हबीबगंज रेलवे स्टेशन अब रानी कमलापति रेलवे स्टेशन के नाम से जाना जाएगा। नाम जो है पूरी तरीके से बदल दिया गया है और रेलवे स्टेशन पर हबीबगंज जो शब्द थे उसे पूरी तरीके से हटा दिया गया है। धीरे धीरे अब जो है यहाँ पर जो स्थायी रूप से रेलवे स्टेशन का नाम है रानी कमलापति का, वो लिखा जाएगा। अगर ऊपर देखें आप तो अभी फिलहाल सिर्फ पोस्टर बना करके ही सही, लेकिन हबीबगंज के नाम को यानी जो पुरानी निशानी थी उसे पूरी तरीके से मिटा करके अब नया नाम अब रेलवे स्टेशन पर लिख दिया गया है। अंतिम गोंड शासक थी भोपाल में रानी कमलापति, जिनके नाम पर अब रेलवे स्टेशन का नाम हुआ है। एक दिन पहले ही नोटिफिकेशन जारी हुआ था, जिसके बाद अब यहाँ पर ये नाम परिवर्तित कर दिया गया है, क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी को 15 नवंबर सोमवार को इसका लोकार्पण करना है और इसीलिए इस कार्यक्रम को देखते हुए सुरक्षा के भी चाक चौबंद इंतजाम किए गए हैं। न केवल भोपाल बल्कि आसपास के जिलों से पुलिस बल को बुलाया गया है। अब एक नए नाम के साथ भोपाल का ये वर्ल्ड क्लास रेलवे स्टेशन जनता के लिए पूरी तरीके से तैयार है। कैमरामैन इरशाद खान के साथ रवीश पाल सिंह, भोपाल।
Each other in final of T20 World Cup. Ranked 4th and 6th respectively, the Black Caps and Aussies have exceeded all expectations to reach the grand finale. Here's what you can expect from the two teams who will battle one another for the ultimate glory in Dubai.
New Zealand versus Australia. The Trans-Tasman clash will decide the new T20 champions of the world.
Full toss won't be a no ball. Will it go for 4? It does.
The Aussies and the Black Caps will renew their rivalry in the summit clash after both teams registered near identical wins in their semi-final matches.
He does it again.
Considering how both teams went on to win their respective encounters, despite being the underdogs, there's very little to choose between the two sides.
Into the final of the ICC Men's World T20. Short, hit leg side.
While Daryl Mitchell and Jimmy Neesham's heroics propelled the Kiwis into the final.
For 6, I think, yep, all the way. Hits it down the ground, flat.
It was Matthew Wade and Marcus Stoinis' late assault that took the Aussies over the line against Pakistan.
Might go for 4, does go for 4. Hassan Ali under pressure. Sounded good. Is good. Brilliant.
The final overs in both the games were nerve-wracking. The late onslaught from both the teams produced more drama than one could have imagined.
Wood. Oh, he's just got pumped.
And cricket fans all over the world will be hoping the two countries can produce yet another spectacle in the grand finale. The Kiwis, though, will be without the services of their wicketkeeper batsman Devin Conway, who suffered a freak injury in the semis.
So well placed.
Conway, who made a fluent 38 ball 46 in the semis, broke his right hand after punching his bat out of frustration following his dismissal in the game against England. Tim Seifert, the other wicketkeeper batsman in the squad, is expected to replace him in the playing 11. In head-to-head encounters, New Zealand have only won 4 out of 14 T20 international games, while Australia have won 9 of those matches till date. However, the Black Caps possess a far superior record when it comes to the shortest format this year. In comparison, Aaron Finch's men have lost more games than they've won this year.
In the final, Australia just too strong.
The final clash between the two sides will be a rematch of the 2015 ODI World Cup final, a game that Australia won by 7 wickets.
Australia.
The Aussies are the most successful 50-over side, but they have never won the T20 World Cup. They'll be hoping they can add to their trophy cabinet on Sunday. New Zealand, though, have time and again showed why they are one of the best teams in the world.
He's got it! England have won the World Cup by the barest of...
From losing the 2019 World Cup final by the barest of margins,
absolute ecstasy for England! Agony! Agony for New Zealand!
Whips that one away, and how appropriate.
To winning the inaugural World Test Championship, Kane Williamson's men have been phenomenal in the past few years.
David versus Goliath. Daryl Mitchell does it for New Zealand.
A first ever World Cup win would be the perfect end for a team that always seemed to punch above their weight. A cracking encounter awaits us all. Sports Bureau, India Today.
It's a wrap from me, Chaiti Narula, on this bulletin. For further news and updates, don't forget to log on to indiatoday.in or download our app.